Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Wednesday, December 28th, and this is the market overview looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. Well, nice little move down in the market today, 140 points. Um, that move has given us a downtick in the short-term moving averages, giving us a target of 1270 on the Dow. And beyond that, what else do we have to look for? Well, we have a downtick of the CCI. It was massively high. Got out from overbought. We have the stochastics rolling over. Very nice. They are overbought. Downtick on the RSI, downtick on the histogram, downtick on the MACD. 14-day RSI moving average is still pointing up. So this is good. We were wanting a pullback of some sort. And if you read the daily running thread, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But, we had the little star yesterday in last night's video, and we have been watching the stochastics. So a pullback here is wonderful. We don't know if it's going to go all the way to the bottom or not. Certainly it could, but we still have the 14-day pointing up. So pullbacks are good, and a really nasty pullback may be a good short-term buying opportunity. But once we get all the way to the top and we start having rollover the 14-day RSI, it will be time to abandon longs. So not too bad. 60-minute time frame, just looking for what to expect in the intermediate time period. We can see the 14-day RSI moving average on its way down. So yeah, it might take a day, maybe 2 days to get all the way to the bottom, and that will should end this down move. So I am looking at this as just a flipping opportunity, and we did get out on Friday, which was turned out to be a really good move, and just waiting for the right moment to get back in, just for a short scalp, and then looking for a longer term move down here in about 2 weeks, roundabout. But you'll see that come in the videos to come. But we also have the stochastics here at the bottom on the 60-minute time period. We're oversold on the RSI, pretty darn low on the MACD histogram, MACD heading down, and trying to work its way out from oversold in the CCI. So there will be people buying already on this dip that we had today, but still, 14-day RSI, we got to see that go down as much as it's going to and turn, and that will be the correct time to do the upswing. So hopefully I'll be able to post that in real time on the daily running thread, and if you read that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. SPX. Now here's kind of interesting. You know, the Dow is so much farther ahead than the SPX. We said in last night's video we need a full, and the video before that, we need a full green candle above the 200-day moving average to confirm the breakout. Well, guess what? Big old red candle getting us back below the 200-day, whipsawing lots of people, giving us a downtick. Downtick gives us a target of 1243. 1243. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average, of course, ticking up, stochastics rolling over, CCI down, RSI down, histogram down, MACD sideways. Very similar to the Dow, almost exactly, but positioning of all this, what we're going to want to see is this to come down, finish its bubble corrective move, bounce off of the major price consensus level or the top of the bar which is forming, and then continue its move to the top. However, we should have a pullback here in a couple of weeks with the 14-day getting to its top, and then most likely rolling over at least for some period of time. So I guess you can play that any which way that you want. Play it to the upside, play it to the downside. Just be on the right side at the right time. That's all that the game is about. The VIX, you know, we almost have resolved that uptick, but not quite yet. Only 50 cents away. Certainly we could have that tomorrow and resolve that uptick. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average still pointing down. We've been watching this for a while, waiting to see it level out and turn up. We still do not have either one. Stochastics are heading up. Maybe that'll be enough over the next couple of days to do some damage to this, but that remains to be seen. Uptick on the CCI, uptick on the RSI, uptick on the histogram, uptick on the MACD. No bullish cross yet. TNA. Oh yeah. Man, oh man. We were saying on Friday, no, we were saying yesterday that we were very tempted to buy some puts on TNA, but we elected not to, just playing it safe. And boy, look at that. Would have been a really nice move. This continues to do its little sine wave action that we've been talking about for months. And once again, doing it once again. Notice it's getting tighter and tighter on each high and on each low. We don't want to see this turn into a double flat line. We certainly could. Getting below the major price consensus level today. 14-day RSI moving average still pointing up. And just like the Dow, just like the SPX, everything else rolling over. So, down move, very possibly not completed yet. We don't want to see a lower low. We want to see it crap out somewhere in the area of 43 to 42. And I think that 43 is very likely. But 42 would be even better. So be looking for that over the next couple of days. UUP. More evidence that we should have some up movement in the market in about a week because the 14-day RSI moving average is still pointing down. Notice the angle is not so great. Yes, this could be flipped, damaged by the stochastics turning up if it's a significant upturn. The euro certainly got creamed today, back below 1.3. Uptick on the CCI, the histogram, the MACD, and the RSI. We don't have a complete separation of the short-term moving averages. We still have this previous high to overcome. But until that 14-day RSI flips over, there's still the definite possibility that we will crap out somewhere in the vicinity of the previous high and then go back down for our proper bar retest. But I'm not disappointed with this at all because we had the downtick and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. At this point, you're supposed to wait until it decides which direction it wants to go. Obviously, now today it's decided that it wants to go up. You can see that with the stochastics. That needs to finish its move so it can continue its overall trending move. FXE. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Now this one is different than UUP in that we did have an uptick, a failed uptick that did not resolve itself. 14-day RSI moving average, what exactly is it doing? It's still pointing down, so I have to blow it up to see that it's still pointing down, but it's still pointing down. Not the greatest angle, but nonetheless it is what it is. Stochastics, of course, turning over with the major move down today. CCI, RSI, histogram, and MACD also getting downticks. So need to see the 14-day actually turn, and we need to see the stochastics get all the way to the bottom. At that point, we should have a bump. And GLD. Yep, another nasty day for gold, stinking gold. 14-day RSI moving average still pointing down, stochastics going down, CCI, RSI, histogram, and MACD all pointing down. Ugly, ugly, ugly. And lastly, SLV. 14-day RSI moving average pointing down, short-term moving average is pointing down, getting down to the lower Bollinger Band. And yes, it did take out the previous floor. You know, we've been pointing out for weeks now, we wanted silver to hold its floor and finish its move to the downside. Well, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Bummer. But on the plus side, silver will have a run at some point in the future, and let this one drop and pick it up cheap. That's my strategy anyway. Um Still have some movement on the 14-day to the downside should it choose to get all the way to the bottom. So, hey, bad in a ways if you're holding right now, but great in another way if you're not. So I'll view that as positive. And that's about it. Let me pull up something else just for fun. GE, because when the Dow is lying, GE a lot of times will be telling the truth. GE has a downtick today, giving us a target of just shy of 1750. I'll call it 1740. So we're going to need to see that resolve and then see what it chooses to do, whether it's going to consolidate and go up or if it's going to do its rollover. You'll notice the stochastics in the 14-day RSI moving average already extremely high. 14-day itself still pointing up, but very high. So if this one were to roll over, I think that it will precede the Dow. So we do have one conflicting signal, which is the Dow still has the 14-day, still pointing up. GE sort of confirms it, but it's much, much higher and should foretell a down movement in the Dow. And that is kind of flying in opposition to the fortune day on UUP. Because if UUP is going to go down after it completes its stochastics move, you would have a move up in the market, which would necessitate GE and the Dow to have their 14-day RSIs stuck way up high for an extended period of time, which of course is entirely possible. But you know, it's going to take a QE3 announcement or something like that to do something really heavy like that. But I guess we're going to see. We'll have more data as the week unfolds, but certainly it would appear that we need a little bit more down movement before it finishes off its upward movement, which we should then be able to count on a larger downward movement. So plenty to play, lots of opportunities. Just have to be careful, just have to be watching the indicators, watching the news, and boy, once this week is over and volume returns, it's going to be a very interesting game. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.